Aloha everyone. Joining us today is a fifth-year senior on the Hawai'i Hilo Vulcans men's basketball team, a native of Tacoma, Washington, and a transfer from the College of Idaho, where he spent 4 seasons and earned a Bachelor of Business Administration, a 3-time conference champ, and still, as of now, a reigning NAIA national champion and tournament MVP. He's a guard on the Vulcans men's team and recently surpassed 1,000 career points. Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Elzie III.
Hey, that's a lot of love, man. I appreciate it. I'm happy to be here.
We'll start there. You're coming off a 4-year career with College of Idaho. You guys had a lot of success during the NAIA. If it wasn't for COVID, I think your college career might be done, but you're still playing. But just, reflecting back on that time, how can you kind of sum up just what that whole experience was like for you?
Yeah, I'm definitely thankful that I got to get that extra year, at least get to step up an extra level. Yeah, going to College of Idaho, it was an NAIA school. It wasn't my ideal situation coming out of high school, but the cards fall where they're going to fall. And I felt like I came across a good situation. Me and my family talked about it a lot. Realized I had a lot to learn, just around the game of basketball and stuff like that. But not only basketball, just like as a person, just like character development, building a mindset that, is around winning and trying to accumulate some type of success. Over my 4 years, I had a pretty rough first couple years, but it was all worth it because I always was trying to just be a better version of me each and every year, and then found a way to manage my time and just do little things like find a routine for myself and understand what it means to just work hard and work like a pro as much as you can with all the schoolwork and stuff like that. Yeah, and it paid off a little bit to where, I found myself at Defensive Player of the Year in the conference, something I was trying to get the whole time I was there. Yeah, just playing in tournament style. I got experience in my freshman year, but COVID ended that, which is, part of why I'm here now. And then going to the Elite Eight my junior year, I got another taste of playing in that exact gym that we came back to the next year, found our way to win the championship, and experience definitely had my back on that. But it was a lot of, just sacrifice and dedication that I had to really check myself on going into that year.
I think, especially out of high school, a lot of guys get caught in the D1 buster mentality. But, there's a lot of opportunities for you to play. And, one of the recruiting pitches that coaches can handle is getting the opportunity to compete for a championship. And you guys certainly did it there. But just what was kind of that grind like? And just kind of going through that experience of, week in, week out. And it's, it goes by quick, but it's a long season.
Yeah, definitely. It was an approach thing, early in my career, we read this book as a team, and it was something that always stuck with me. The title is called Power of a Positive Team, and it talked about having a microscope and a telescope. And a telescope is you can see the moon, right? You can see super far, and then the microscope is what's little, things that are little, you see up close. And I think there's a balance between those two things, because you always want to know, being able to look ahead, but you can't overlook the little things. Each game matters. We want to win. Look at every possession at a time, you know what I mean? That's that microscope kind of talk.
All right, sounds good. Well, you mentioned earlier about COVID year. Again, you ended last season probably pretty much as the high as the highs. Like you said, you're trying to be Defensive Player of the Year. You got that. MVP of the tournament, national champion. Take me through what was kind of that process of, you get your degree. Obviously, you can choose to go to a master's route, or because of COVID, you can kind of go to wherever you want, really, with, I guess, the second bachelor's degree. Just what was kind of that process for you, whether it was maybe returning or going someplace else, and obviously landing here, just what was how did that kind of all come together?
Yeah, so in the middle of the season last year, my coach, brought up the elephant in the room, which was, you're going to be graduating this year. He knows that I want to play. I want to keep going up levels. I want to eventually be a professional. and he was just, kind of picking my brain about what I want to do. And I told him, like, I love the team, but, I did come here to, get better and, eventually go up a step. And he was really gracious with that. I came and did my 4 years. So we just started reaching out to schools. Not too much action was going on because we were in season. I actually got a call from Coach Jameson, who I actually, like, I DM'd him like a couple weeks prior, and he reached back out to me. It's funny because we knew each other because I went to a St. Mary's camp in high school, and like he was one of my coaches, like for one of the little cone drills. So like there was already a small relationship there, and we kind of just built off that and talked about what it could look like if I chose to come to Hawaii. And he was the first to like really reach out and show love, out of all the coaches that that I was reaching out to and stuff like that. And Coach Iona, he was actually at Menlo College 4 years ago, and they were actually recruiting me too after my senior year of high school. So just a little background, a relationship that was going on there, and now they're in Hawaii, and I'm like, okay, it's sounding like a good deal, So they showed the most love for sure, and yeah, it's been a good experience, Ups and downs come with everything, but we definitely have a good experience, and we got a good shot at playoffs right now.
I always think the biggest lesson in life is you live and you learn. You don't know until you experience it. But just what's something that maybe you wish someone would have told you just about the lifestyle in Hawaii, or in Hilo, I should say, or just something you learned early on that you wish maybe someone had told you going into it?
Yeah, and it might not even be they didn't tell me, because they definitely told me, if you want motion, like in terms of just like a city life aspect, or like a lot, to see a lot of people. If you want to see a lot of people, you don't want to come here. But I'm just thinking, like, it's Hawaii. Like, it can't be that bad. Like, like I like nature. Like, I like going to the water. I'll snorkel. Like, I'm climbing coconut trees my first week. Maybe not climbing them, coach. I'm not climbing no coconut trees, coach. But there's a lot of good fruit out here, that we don't get in Washington. Like, I've never had I'm getting too into it. Like, I've never had a good papaya until I came here. They taste like hand sanitizer in Washington. So it's like,
what's one of the I guess local food items that you've kind of really taken a liking to?
Oh man, it's the fruit, bro.
Fruit?
Yeah, I got my top 5: the rambutan, longan, papaya, coconut, white pineapple. Yeah, mangoes in there though. I forgot about my mangoes, but those are always good. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take a little step back, I guess. Coming out of high school, growing up in Tacoma, Betterman Prep School. What was kind of that process for you?
I feel like looking back, there's definitely things that I would have done differently. I didn't even really start watching too much basketball until I got to college. I didn't even have an offer until halfway through the fall of my senior year of high school. So I actually decided to play football because my friend, actually, we made a bet. One of my friends in high school, he was on my basketball team, but he played football. I used to play, like my freshman year I played, and from 4th grade up, like I was solid at football. You know what I'm saying? I was solid. But I took 2 years off because I didn't know how to balance my time between school, like high school work, football, and basketball. If I didn't have an basketball offer, by the time the first practice started, I was like, you got it, bro. I'll play. Like, leave me alone. You know what I mean? You didn't even have no cleats on. I was like, he's not going to call me. He calls me the night before. I'm like, bro, I have to stand on my promise,
you have your word right there.
Yeah, so I had to stand on that. And I was a receiver and a cornerback.
Okay. You had to play both ways, or you were just that good?
No comment. But I played that and kick return and kick off.
There we go. You're just nice like it, huh?
Hey, you said it, not me.
I think you talked about earlier about basketball being your number one dream for now, and that's going to be something you're going to pursue at least to try whatever next level opportunities you can get. But beyond basketball, or what do you kind of feel like your future plans are? And is it in basketball? Do you see yourself coaching or not, or just what's kind of your career trajectory as you see it for now?
It would be hard to believe that I won't come back around the game of basketball, before my time comes. I don't know when that'll be. I don't think it would be immediately. But I would definitely, consider heavily coaching later in my years. But till then, I think something along sales, something that I would have fun with if sales goes well, and then kind of like if I can get some passive income going, I'm a coach. So, yeah. That's the ideal. You can't control everything though, but that's what's in the back of my head.
You mentioned we didn't. Well, we were talking earlier and we mentioned it, but I don't know the exact number, but there's probably at least 5 games this season that probably could have gone either way there at the last minutes or two. Probably a handful of other games that kind of just came down to the last maybe 5 minutes of play that kind of swung the other way. It's the grind of the season, of course. We're kind of coming down the last stretch, and I've had some injuries and I guess different rotations having to come in and come apart. And not only that, obviously this is your first season. And I guess it's the nature of high school and college sports, right, where you're kind of just thrown together for 1 or 2 seasons. But what's kind of these grinded out games been like, and just what's your take on just how things have going at this point in the season?
My take on it would be, do everything I can to, just be prepared for those moments. They're obviously reoccurring, down to the wire games. So just being prepared for those moments as much as I can, and just doing the little things that I feel like I could do better. Not trying to let the negativity of losing change my mindset. Kind of just use that for as much motivation as I can get out of it. But it's just adversity, and I look at the game like it's bigger than life. You don't know what it's always gonna be, but I think the biggest thing you could do is not let that be bigger. Not let the results affect you too much, don't let it. You got to be bigger than that, so just keep showing up. We're just keep showing up. There's guys that are going to keep showing up to practice, keep showing up to games, and whoever wants to show up, we're going to show up, and try to show out. Games can go down to the wire. I feel like we're starting to find a little groove with each other, gelling a little more. Just kind of controlling what we can all control individually and putting it together. So excited to see what we can do in these next couple weeks.
All right. Well, sounds good. We look forward to it. Before we let you go here, is there anything else you would like to mention that maybe we didn't get to touch upon here?
Nah, I'll just say when it comes to personal hardship is, just learn how to keep your head up. And, everybody goes through stuff. So, learn how to keep your head up. And if you want it, you got to go get it. And, there's people that's going to tell you can't do it. But, just keep going, keep mashing.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time, Charles. That was Charles Elzie the third. They'll be on the road, but senior night, mark it down, March 2nd, 7 p.m. for the men's, 5 p.m. for the women's, taking on HPU.